Hello and welcome. My name is Florent. I will be your host. I'm the main developer of whatsurroundsus. We're actually two people working on the game. Jeremy, the sound designer and composer of the game, and myself. I will do some playthrough of the game, commented playthrough where I will describe things, explain things, give you some developer insights about the development, the mechanics, what's going next, I think, and maybe more. So if you want to have the full experience, if you want to test the demo, please do it before watching this video, as you may have things spoiled and not have the best experience. So yes, and if you want to just watch the video to discover what is the game, and if you've already played the demo, well, thank you. And yes, let's jump into it. So, what is What Surrounds Us? It's a short adventure game set in abstract, colorful world. You will play as a creature evolving within an ecosystem threatened by a newly arrived unknown species. To progress, you will need to solve easy puzzles by observing and interacting with the surrounding flora and fauna, and maybe restores balance to the ecosystem. Let's start by talking about the controls. This is quite different from your traditional grid-based game because there are actually 6 directions you can take and not 4 or 8 like it's usually the case. I did a lot of iteration on this part. It started with a classical orthogonal grid and evolved into this because I found it more fluid and visually pleasing. I also did a lot of speed iterations to both match the coziness of the game and keep the game really dynamic. The only other gameplay mechanic that is present in the demo is what I call the ping. There will be more later in the full game, but it's not playable yet. The ping is a simple shockwave that you can launch by pressing the interaction input. The species of your creature has no other tool to interact with their environment, to eat or to communicate. For example, here we have another species that open paths when receiving a ping. I call them lights, and they are the main level design brick of the demo. We'll see variations and multiple ways to use them. And to get back to the ping, there are actually 2 versions of it. The simple one we just saw, and a charged version that you can do by holding down the interaction input. This charged ping has a greater range and allows you to reach further targets. We have an example right here with these lights at the other side of the path. You can use your extended ping to reach it and open your way. This place was what I call a cave, and you can get out of it by simply passing through these kind of doors. I call these 2 navigation layers indoor and outdoor, but actually the abstraction lets you see what you want. When switching from one to the other, there is this cool transition effect where the whole world flips. This was actually not planned at all for most of the development of the game. This came actually really late in the development, but it's really interesting because it became the visual signature of the game. It also unlocked a lot of things, both conceptually and in terms of level design. It helped me a lot to create this world and make it more interesting to navigate. This first location is the place where your character and its fellow creatures live, in a sort of village. I wanted it really peaceful as the creatures of your species are really friendly and fun ones. They basically spend their day pinging each other, playing and singing. It's a cozy place, a place you can call home, and I wanted to create this cool feeling about it. Here is, for example, a group of them having some kind of social ritual. They are singing, dancing, using their ping to make something together. The whole gameplay of What Surrounds Us revolves around observing and experimenting with the creatures you see. The lights are the most simple interactions you will find, but you will also meet other creatures that are often more complex. For example, these ones can be interacted with and also interact themselves with the world in many ways. When they receive a ping, for example, they move in the opposite direction, which means you will be able to move them as you want to resolve some puzzles. One of the other behavior is that when two of them meet, they reproduce by laying some kind of egg or fruits, you name it as you want. This is actually the food your species will eat to survive. There are currently no gameplay mechanic linked to these eggs and to eating them, but I will address this issue as absolutely every person that played this game and gave me some feedbacks about it told me that something was missing there, so I will address it very soon. And here we are back at the previously unreachable cave, and we can continue our path to the next level. In this location, it's the first time you will see these corrupted dots. This little guy here is looking panicked, and there is one of the egg creatures stuck down there. I won't tell you exactly what they are, these blue and purple dots, because this is a big part of the main plot of the game and I don't want to spoil it, but they are not normal in your ecosystem and they don't behave like other local species. As you can see, for example, they don't flip when you ping them and they do these weird visual things. By the way, this effect is something I really like and I found very funny because it's actually a bug. I wanted to create a smooth reaction, but there was an issue on the material and texture, and this made it like a computer glitch. And I found it really interesting, and the sound effects really match it very well. This will probably stay like this from now on, and I find it really funny when the bug becomes a feature. That's some nice aspect of being a game dev. Let's move on to this place where you can meet a new static species. I imagine them being like plants. But once again, you can imagine what you want. This is a nice thing with abstraction. They have the cool effect of relaunching your ping, allowing cool puzzle situations. For example, it allows a long chain reactions, creating some visually very rewarding moments. These species have another cool behavior. They actually eat the egg guys we've seen before. When one of them comes too close, they eat them and launches a super large ping, bigger than anything else in the game. You can take advantage of it and reach very far positions by fitting them. When exploring further in this area, you can find a secret zone. This is not too complex secret, you can find it quite easily and the puzzle is not super complicated, but maybe other will be more difficult. In fact, there will be many of these places in the complete game. There is another one, the demo, but I won't show it as I want to let you find it. The resource you will find completing this environmental puzzle is also something secret, and I will not reveal their purpose as it's also part of the game plot. But just note that they are not simple collectibles and they will have some meaning later. When reaching this area, we meet yet another species, really close to the lights we've seen from the beginning of the game, but these times are timed, which means that after some time they will shut down and the created paths will now become unwalkable. When you stay on the tiles that turn back into unwalkable ones, you will simply get back to your last safe position. There will be some other dangers later in the game, not in the demo, but in the full game. But nothing will be too hard as I want the game to be as peaceful as possible. So there will be no hard deaths, no lives, no combats, and no fear. And these timed lights are very interesting puzzle brick to use from a level design perspective. This puzzle is actually my favorite of the game, but I had many different comments about it. This is actually based on observation or speed if you are not patient at all. Some people were very frustrated that there is no visual feedback on which tile will turn unwalkable later. Other person agreed with me and praised it as the best part of the game. So if you played the demo, please let me know your opinion about it. And we are now entering the last area of the demo. Here the corrupted tiles are more and more present, and one of your friends is stuck behind them. This moment is kind of the turning point of the story, where your character will need to leave its native area to save this little friend and find the origin of these unusual tiles. To reach your little buddy, you simply have to feed the creature and launch a big ping to enable the light. Which brings us to the end of the demo. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening to me talking about the game. If you liked it and you want to know more about the development, you can follow me on social networks where I post a new devlog every month and communicate around the project quite often. If you enjoyed the demo and you want to support my work, please wishlist the game, it helps a lot. And once again, thank you for watching and playing. See you next time, bye!